Hey everyone, welcome back to Space Engineers. Adam here. This episode is going to be another one featuring post commentary, but this is actually the last one that I have of old footage. Everything from here on out will be, well, depending on when you listen to this, will be recently recorded. Obviously, if you're watching this like a year from now, that's not going to be true. But as of the date that I will be publishing the videos, will be recently recorded, so things will be more up to date, new engine stuff that's, updates. I changed over to the developer fork because they kind of stopped doing updates, which is good. They stabilized the primary what do you call it? A train, I guess. If it was like free BSD, it'd be a train, I guess, but I don't know what they call it. But at any rate, we're back over here at the crash site and doing some work on the rover. On the way over, I sorry about that. Got a random camera on the ground here. I kind of noticed that it's not handling the weight super well, and it probably needs bigger wheels, but I don't really feel like dealing with that, so I'm just going to add a couple more wheels in here. Just edit that forward here a little bit because it takes forever to do this kind of work out in the field like this. But basically, and I'm hoping another set of wheels will help a little bit. It's probably going to hurt the handling a little bit, but it's a fairly heavy rover. Our roving days are coming to an end, though, because I'm at the point in the series now where the base is established enough that energy is not going to be a big problem soon, so we're not going to have to be as conservative. I'll probably have a little scout rover, because I actually like roving to find the resource patches, because I find it kind of, I mean, even though you can't go as fast, it kind of works better out on the ice fields and stuff, because the range is so limited on the ore detector that you have to fly real low, and it's kind of scary. So I think I'm probably going to end up converting this into a ship at some point and have it be like a cargo ship. Hopefully, maybe we can even get it to space. I'm not sure exactly what's involved with getting stuff into space. I know that normally I think I would have to use hydrogen, but since I have thruster components from this crashed ship, which you wouldn't be able to do ordinarily, because you wouldn't have the platinum on a planet, I think I can just use atmospheric thrusters to get to a certain altitude, and then the ion thrusters or whatever they are will take over. But that's something to experiment with a little bit. Still a little ways away from having enough of an established base to be worrying too much about trying to get up to space, because really space isn't going to be that useful until we can get jump drive technology, because we need to be able to jump out. I don't think there are any asteroids within a certain range of planets, so we need to have a lot of resources to build probably a large ship that can carry a little mining ship and all that stuff. A lot of stuff involved with that. But for now, just get these wheels put on here. This is going to be a little bit shorter of an episode. I already have it edited. I'm just doing the post commentary. It's about 12 minutes long because I'm just trying to clearing out the last of my old footage. I've been going through a lot of stuff where I've rearranged how I handle things in terms of recording. I have an iSCSI target on my FreeNAS box now with a couple of 3 terabyte hard drives as the extant, whatever you call it in iSCSI. So as far as my Windows machine knows, they're plugged in directly here, but I can have them up in my server room, and it just kind of works better. But for Fraps recordings and stuff, it's like a billion times better, because I was recording to a 600 gigabyte hard drive before, and well, that's not that much recording, especially with Space Engineers, where I tend to record in giant blocks at once. So it should be a lot better for that, and we're gonna take this rover on up the hill. It's not got too many more. I think this may be the last trip I actually took with it. On the way over, like iron and nickel are both in severe shortages, especially nickel. I need millions of motors, but I saw one of those little rocks when I was driving by, and the ore detector on this thing told me it had some nickel in it, so I stopped and picked up some. Always need nickel these days. And yeah, but anyway, back to the thing about the hard drive. Yeah, it's gonna kind of revolutionize my my recording, so I'm very happy about that. Something I should have done a long time ago. I have another channel that I do computer videos on, and I have talked a little bit about. I've showed one of my FreeNAS machines that I built there, and basically, uh, I really like my FreeNAS machine, but I didn't want to use, not to get too technical, but I didn't want to just have it as like a NTFS share kind of thing. So it works better. And on the way over, I busted a wheel and a cargo pod on this thing. So I'm jacking it up. There's no sound right now because in-game audio, that's not a glitch. That's just because I was listening to the music, and sometimes I forget to edit out the sound when there's music, but I don't want to get content ID claims for copyrighted music and all that. And just kind of like to rock out a lot. Sometimes I listen to podcasts when I'm playing this game because a lot of it, especially when I'm roving, it's just endless driving and all that, and it's kind of nice to have a distraction of sorts. Now, don't really know why I ended up bothering fixing this. I just kind of thought it was fun, like to utilize the pistons, because I don't use pistons very much because pistons and rotors are very dangerous things. Even though my solar panels are connected to rotors here at this base, I kind of wish there was a block that would function a little bit like a rotor, but would just like translate to 45 degrees for something. Like, there's no way to get a solar panel in a perfect arrangement. I think they've kind of made it so it doesn't matter so much. Like, I think if it's lying at a 90-degree up and down angle, I think it will still get 4 bars, but it doesn't look as good either. So the rotors are necessary. They've been on the base for a while. Nothing bad has happened with them so far. It's been quite a while, actually. So but I limit my rotor usage basically to solar arrays, stuff that isn't going to get jostled around too much, hopefully, even though it is kind of critical to the base. So, I don't know what I'm even trying to do right here. I have literally no idea what I'm doing. Anyway, I'm going to cut this down just a smidge again here, because it's just me tinkering around. I think I'm trying to get it on a platform or something. Alright, so I finally fidgeted around with it enough. I got the block underneath there, and that was what I was trying to do, is just get the piston out of the way, because I think it was preventing me from placing the wheel. And it's up on this block. That'll work fine. I can just cut the block out afterwards. I'm not going to leave it like that, because that kind of seems unstable. Sometimes the game just likes to have something clip through something and then explode when it's like this, but it's only for a second, so I'm not too concerned. I actually do. I don't ever revert my save if it's just an accident, but I used to use this in Space Engineer. I mean, not Space Engineers, though. I'm talking about Space Engineers. In a Kerbal Space Program, I have an auto versioning program that will just make versions of my save to an external drive every so often. I do that for a lot of reasons. Whenever I'm recording a game, pretty much. I got into the habit of doing that with Kerbal because, like, especially early on, it would just it would auto save, and then the next time you try to load the save, it was like, oh no, something corrupted your save. You can't load that save. All that work you did is totally screwed. So I got in the habit of doing that so I wouldn't lose work, because they would revert back to some save that would work. So pretty much for PC games, I always set up a versioning thing. It makes it a lot easier, in my opinion. All right, it's rolling away. Good old wheels. Yeah, this thing is like, I don't understand the black arts of suspensions and stuff very well in this game still. I've messed around. I mean, obviously the suspension's too soft on that because I think it's still full of crap, but it's just kind of weird. I don't understand wheels at all. As much as I've driven Rovers, like, it doesn't make sense. I know too much friction is bad, but too little friction is also bad. Too much friction, it'll just end up like flipping over in insane fashion, but it looks weird because I haven't seen this footage in a while. I've been building a lot. It looks weird to see my base in this state. See it soon. It's been expanded upon quite a bit. Alright, so we're heading back over because the grinding ship is actually over there and the welding ship is here. And I didn't really think this part through. I was trying to decide how I was going to get all of my vehicles back over here, because I really only want one over there at a time. I kind of wish I had built the grinding ship over here, but I'm going to end up having to either land on top of the Rover and try to drive over, which sounds like a real bad idea, having that much weight up high like that, or dock this ship to the other ship and try to fly back, which is more than likely what I will do. But I wanted to go get the grinding ship because there was grinding and stuff that needed to be done. And here we are coming back. I think I filled up the cargo bay again because why not? And drop off yet more resources and whatnot. Like I said, it's mostly just steel that's left over there. There's not too much valuable stuff. It's kind of nice that we're getting down to the nitty gritty. And there's a lot of tinkering that needs to happen with the base, but I'm starting to be pretty happy with the general layout, but a lot of expansion needs to be done still. I have a lot of rooms and stuff planned. This is going to be my main base for the entire series. I'm probably going to build a space station around the Earth-like planet, and that were like a minimal space station where I can build a starship basically, like in Star Trek Beyond. It's a starship. It's not supposed to fly in atmosphere, but working on the cargo bay here too. And the piping is just a giant pain right now. I love the conveyors, but at the same time I hate the conveyors because it's a lot of work getting them all set up. But right now I'm having to hoof everything back and forth manually. Like there's no conveyors going to my where I dock my ships. So that's pretty much where I'm going to end it for today. You can see the ship getting smaller and smaller all the time. It slid the rest of the way down the hill at some point. I don't know if I mentioned that before, but I didn't see it happen. But here it is. And I want to thank you all for watching. Next episode will be up-to-date gameplay. Thanks for watching.